Hi everybody, this is Tammy. Today I wanted to share with you my very first project video as a member of the Wild Bunch, the Wild Orchid Crafts YouTube design team. So for my first video I wanted to do a tutorial. If you notice on my sign I have this really super cute little altered safety pin. So I've been playing with these a lot and I wanted to share with you how I made them and some other ideas that I came up with. So I started with these really cute little safety pins from Michaels. They're in the $2 to $5 section, and the collection is called Yellow Pop. And I believe they're starting to clearance these out, so I think you can get these packs for 50 cents each. And when I first bought them, I bought them with the intention of taking out this little epoxy sticker and putting my own image in there and then putting glossy accents. And that's pretty much what I did on the one on my sign. But then I started playing around with them and I came out with a whole bunch of other different varieties. So let me share with you some of the ones that I created. So here's one that's very similar to the one on my sign. I actually used some Tim Holtz Distress embossing powder on this one. And I peeled off the epoxy sticker and then I spray painted it with some pink paint. And then I did the embossing and then I just put the epoxy sticker back on. So cute. Just adds a little bit something different. You can see the color that they originally started was that this unfinished, like a coppery or bronzy color. So love those. And then I came up with some metal ones, and I used for these I used the 8 mixed bird metal embellishments, item GST 159. And then also some of the Filigree gold square decorations, MKX 183. And I will put all the links to all the products that I used in the description box below. But here is the first one. So here is the gold square decoration, and then this is one of the pieces from the mixed bird charm collection. So I used some Stampendous embossing enamel on these, on the pin and also on the bird charm, and then I just layered the gold decoration on the back, and I kind of like bent the edges. These are so fun to play with because they're pretty sturdy, but they're also pliable, so you can like bend them and things like that. So I just bent it a little bit and put that on and layered on the bird charm. So I thought that one was really cute. And then here's another one. And I just left the pin the original color, and the bird charms, the bird embellishments, they match this pin perfectly. They're the same exact color. But I did take one of the gold square decorations and I used the Stampendous embossing enamel on that. And then I layered them and then I put these pearl drop charms on that. So cute. And then this is the last one. So this metal embellishment here is from my stash. And in the center I have another one of the metal bird embellishments. And then I have also some more pearl drops. And everything I left, all the metals, their original color, and they match all perfectly. So those were super fun. So I used metals on those. And then I started playing with the flowers. So let me share those with you. So for the first floral one, I have this one here. And I used some of the white knitting lace with baby pink edging lace. And that's MKX 414. And you can see that I just kind of like scalloped it underneath the bead flower. And then I also used the white handmade bead flower with pearl center, GST 034. And I also used the embossing enamel on the safety pin. But look how cute that is. So beautiful. Love that one. And then I did another one with the pale pink gardenias, which is item MKX 082. Sorry for the glare on that. And then this is that one. And this one I took some thick glue that I had and I just dunked the safety pin in that one. And then once the glue dried, I used the Tim Holtz crackle paint and I painted it on and it crackled really nicely. I'm not sure if the camera's picking up all the crackles in the safety pin, but I love the texture in it and it looks so super shabby, and all I did was glue on the flower. It didn't need anything else other than that. It's so beautiful. So love that one. And for the next one I used a couple of different flowers. I use the purple and lilac tone trellis roses, and those are MKX094, and they are 40 millimeter. I also use some of the purple and lilac lily flowers, MKX130. And then I also used some of the light green and baby pink rose leaves, and those are 25 millimeter, MKX248. And I also used a ivory flatback pearl, and the item number is GST132, and those are 16 millimeter. So this is so beautiful. I love, love, love this one. So I actually used part of the trellis rose. I used 3 layers of the trellis rose and wrapped it around the top part of the safety pin. And then here are the lilies right here. And for the leaves, I didn't want pink on here, so I actually inverted the leaves and used the green part as the tip. So those are the 2 leaves that I used. Here's the 16 millimeter flatback pearl, and then I used a lot of stickles on it. And then this is one that I had spray painted white, and then I just glued on some rhinestone bling on along the safety pin. So beautiful. Love, love, love that one. And then this is a similar one, and on this one I used the light green and baby pink rose leaves and the 25 millimeter. And then I also used a trellis rose from the 20 pink tone trellis rose set, and that item is MKX092, and these are 40 millimeter. So that I did very similar to the lilac one here, but I used a pink trellis rose, and then I used the leaves, but I left the pink edge up. And then this is just the stem of the leaf. I just did a little curlicue there. And then also the 16 millimeter flatback pearl. And this one I spray painted pink, and then I went back in with a tool and distressed it and rubbed off some of that pink color. And that one is so super shabby. And I will be sharing with you how to make this one. Okay, and then here's another one that's very similar. On this one I used some Stampendous embossing enamel. And that color is, the other color I had been using is Shabby White. And this one, the color is Aged Rose. Yeah, it's aged Rose. So pretty. So it has like some browns in it and some pinks and some coppery, bronzy color. So I did the same with the trellis rose, and then I added a cameo that I had in my stash and also some a pearl strand around the cameo. So pretty. Very, very shabby. And then for my last 2, they are very similar. And I have different techniques that I used on the safety pins. So this one I used the Stampendous embossing enamel in Shabby White. And on this one I used some texture paint that I had in my stash. That I got from Michael's a long time ago. So I just loved how rustic the safety pin looked with the you know, with all that texture. So I used a doily that I had in my stash. This is the center from this trellis rose because you only use 3 layers of the trellis rose. So that's the center. I used one of the beautiful, beautiful gladiolas, and those are MKX383. And then I also used some of the mixed pastel tone rosebuds, and those are MKX622. So I used some of those, and I also used a couple of the leaves, and it's just so beautiful. Love, love, love it. And then this is the next one. This is the second one. I used those same products, and then I also used one of the Filigree silver corners, MKX184, and I just stuck that up right there just to give it a little bit of bling, I guess. So I will also be showing you how to make one of these. Okay, so I also wanted to show you a couple other textures. So here's a really good close-up look of the embossing enamel, the Shabby White. And then this one, I just used some glue and some Tim Holtz Distress Glitter. Very, very shimmery. And this is some embossing enamel in Aged Aqua. really beautiful, like a turquoise and a bronzy tone. I just love the colors that, you know, it adds to the pen. And then these I just spray painted pink and in white. And you can see this is the original color of the safety pen. So you can they take paint and they take other mediums really, really well. And they're just so fun to play with. So let me pull these two aside because those are the two that we are going to make. And I will be right back. Okay, to make the first one here, all I need is one of the safety pins. I need a trellis rose. I need two of the leaves, the light green and pink leaves. And then I need one 16mm flat back pearl. And I also use some crystal stickles. So all I did with the safety pin is you can just easily peel off this epoxy sticker. It comes off so easy. And then I just took this and spray painted it. So here's one that I have already spray painted, and I'm just going to use my distressing tool to pull off some of that paint, and I'm just scraping it with this back piece here and pulling off some of that paint to make it, to give it a distressed look. So pretty. Love, love, love it. And then I'm going to take the trellis rose, and I just used 3 layers from the trellis rose. So if you turn it to the side, you can see all the different layers in the trellis rose. So just put your thumb and lightly pull up on the bottom layer. So there's one layer. And then here is the second layer. So I'm just gently pulling and separating those layers. So here is the third layer, or the second layer. And then the third layer from the bottom. Peeling that one off also. And then there's my third layer. Now this part is a beautiful little rosebud, and I'm definitely not going to throw that away. I'm going to use this on this safety pin. So this rosebud right here is the center from the trellis rose that I used on this safety pin. So what you're going to do is take your painted and distressed safety pin, and I'm going to open it up. And the way I make these, they are still functional. So the safety pin's still open. I don't glue anything down that interferes with the safety pin opening. And I'll show you a project at the end that I used it on. So I'm just going to take my safety pin, and then I'm going to take the last layer that I pulled off, that the third layer from the bottom, and I'm just going to take one of the petals, and if you turn the safety pin over, you see this disc here, you turn it over and you can see how it has this little groove. So I'm just going to take one of the petals and work it in between that groove, and then just pull it down until my petal is centered on the disc. And there it is. Really, really easy. And then I'm going to just put some little hot glue just in a couple of spots so that it doesn't come off. And I guess you could leave the second and the third petal together when you pull them off. But I like to peel it off so that I can, you know, just in case it's not going to fit exactly the way it was on the flower. So I put a hot glue in a second spot and then just pull that back up, and that's the start of the safety pin. So you can still see that it's still functional, that it's still going to work. So now I'm going to take the second layer from the bottom, put some hot glue right in the center, and then I'm going to glue that on the back, making sure that I alter those petals so that they're not right underneath another petal, the petal from the petals above, and it's still functional, so I can still close it. I always check that because I want to be able to use the safety pin. So then the last layer, and I love those leaves that's on there, so I don't take those off. So I'm put some hot glue in the center of that one, and then I'm going to put that one back on also. So I'm just layering them back on, and it's already pretty much done. So then the next thing I do is I take one of the leaves, and I'm just going to spiral this the stem here. So just take a tool and wrap the stem on that tool. and then pull it out a little bit. And that gives me my cute little curly Q that I can use on my flower. So I'm going to glue this down. Put some hot glue right there on the bottom of the petal, the bottom of the leaf, and then I'm just going to put that right here, making sure that the leaf is sticking up far enough off the, from behind the flower so that I can see it. And then the second leaf, I'm not going to spiral that one, but if you wanted to, you definitely can. I'm just going to cut that metal off and then put some glue on the base of the leaf, and then just glue that piece in place as well right beneath the other leaf. And then for my next step, I just put some hot glue in the middle of the little disc there, and then I glue on my 16mm flat back pearl and push that down. And if that's all you wanted to do, you definitely could do that. You could, at this point, you could put some white gesso on it, you could put some snow text on it, you could also emboss this a little bit, but what I did was just add stickles. So I just took my stickles and just added it to some of the petals. I also put some all the way around the pearl. So that's the first one, and I just love the way that came out. So now let me show you how to make the second one. So for the next one, this is the next one, I'm actually going to show you how I applied the embossing enamel. And these are all the goodies that you need to make this particular safety pin. And let me show you how to do the pin. So I start with the blank unfinished pin, and I just use some Versamark. And I wipe that all over the pin. Get on there nice and good. Make sure I cover all the parts of the safety pin with a good coverage of the embossing enamel of the Versamark. And then I'm just going to take the shabby white embossing enamel and sprinkle that all over the pin. And I'm really generous with it because I know that whatever I don't use is going to go right back into the bottle. And I'm also going to get some all over the back. And then I just use some tweezers to pick it up and shake it off. Okay. And then I'm just going to pour this right back into the bottle. And this stuff is really great because it not only does it have like some shimmer and some glitter in it, it also is pretty chunky. So that's what makes it look so pretty on the safety pin. So here is my safety pin, and I'm just going to take my heat gun and heat that up a little bit. Sorry for the noise. And then let me zoom in. And now I'm going to just heat this up. And you'll know when it's actually heated because it turns like a brighter white. So like this part down here is already going. And then here comes the center part. It'll turn a brighter white. Really, really beautiful. And actually, the heat, you might not think that it got the bottom, but it actually does. So that's done, but it is really, really hot. So for the purpose of the video, I have another one that I've already done, and we will continue on using that one. So let me move this one out of the way. Okay, so here's the one that we have, and then all of the pieces that we need. So I'm going to take this one. The first thing I'm going to do is glue on my doily that I had in my stash. So this is the, if I open the safety pin, that's the bottom. So I'm going to put some hot glue right on the disc, and then just attach my doily. And then I just like to pull the edges of the doily to kind of like fluff it out and make sure that it's, you know, on there good, and that it's also centered. Okay, and then I'm just going to start applying my flowers. So I'm going to take actually the leaves. So I'm going to cut the base off of the leaves. Cut the stem off because I don't need that. And then I'm going to glue one up here and then one, just put some hot glue right onto the doily and then attach my leaf. And then do the same on this side over here. Okay, and then if you notice I have some rosebuds and some of them are sticking up. So what I do with those is I take my tool and I'm just going to spiral the stem on the rosebud. And just push it together. I'm going to do two of those. So I'm just spiraling the stem and then pushing it together. And that just gives me like a spring that I can use to you know, to elevate the rosebud. So I'm just going to put some glue right on top of that leaf, and then I'm going to put the springy part of the rosebud right onto the glue. And then you'll see that those will stay sticking up. And now I'm just going to start attaching my other flowers. So here is the center from the trellis rose that I just that I didn't use on the previous flower. So I'm just going to put some hot glue right on that one, and I'm going to stick that one down so that my flower is sticking up, because this is a pretty dimensional safety pin. So stick that one down, and then here's the gladiola, so I'm going to put some hot glue on that one as well, and then just put that one right here, kind of covering that springy base on the rosebud, so that I'm not seeing the spring. All I see is the rosebud sticking up. And then the last flower is the lily, so I'm going to put some hot glue on that one. Sorry, hit the camera. And then put that right there. Okay, and then the other rosebuds that I have, I'm just going to cut off the stem. And then I'm just going to sprinkle these, just put some hot glue on those, and just glue them in different spots on the flower, on the safety pin. And put one right here. Just kind of layering it and filling in any empty spaces. Whoops. And then I'll put this one here also, because there's a lot of empty space right here. So there. And then the last piece that I'm going to attach is the silver piece here. So I'm just going to line some hot glue right along this bottom here. And then I'm just going to tuck that in right beneath the lily. Right there. And kind of hold it a little while until it, you know, stays. So that's it. So that's how, and they're quick and they're easy and they are definitely super, super fun to make. So these are the ones, like I said, that I made using a bunch of different Waldorf Craft products. And they are definitely fun to make and so easy and a little addicting. Once you start, you're going to be like, oh, I can do that, and I can use this, and oh, let me try this. And nothing is, you can't do anything wrong with them, because it's just layering and just, you know, doing whatever you think is pretty. So I hope you definitely give these a try. They are so much fun. And like I said, I use these safety pins from Michaels, and the last that I heard, they were like 50 cents a pack. And oh, I wanted to show you a project that I used it on. So this is an altered bag, and it's really, really simple. It's just a burlap bag I got from Target. I used a really beautiful lace collar that I got from a swap meet on it. It already had all the pearls on and the sequins on it. And all I did was take one of the safety pins, one of the Trellis roll safety pins, and like I said, I like them to be functional. So this is not glued onto the bag. I actually made this for somebody. I'm going to fill it with some goodies. And the safety pin is actually one of the goodies. So she can actually take this off. She can just unpin it and remove it and then use this on her own project, or if she wants to leave it on the bag, she can do that as well. But burlap is so forgiving because the weave of it is so open that you're not left with any kind of holes or anything like that when you take the safety pin off. So it almost, you know, it doesn't leave any marks. So I thought it was just so beautiful, just a little extra cute little accent to go onto the bag, and so super fun. So I hope you get the chance to make some, and if you do, please let me know. Just send me a PM maybe with the link to your video, so that I would love to see what you guys come up with. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're all having a really great day. Bye!